All right, on this episode of Homemade Movies Rewind, it's a big one. It's the Star Wars Death Star trench run scene. This came out on July 2nd, 2013, and this was kind of considered the end of season 1 of Homemade Movies. I'll explain why in a bit. I had to take a break after this, a 1-week break, my first break ever since starting the show. So let's get into it. Sit back and relax. It's very long. And it's very awesome. I love this. Absolute one of my top 3 episodes of all time, and you'll see why. So, all right, let's get into it.
Welcome to a very special episode of Homemade
of course, my long intro. Camera's just moving around in the cockpit of the X-Wing in the living room.
Chris Hardwick from The Nerdist.
But, like I just said, we've got a special guest. This is Chris Hardwick. There he is, Chris Hardwick, who's hosted tons of shows and is a big star, and he was our Luke Skywalker. I had known him a little bit before, and I had worked with Jonah Ray for a long time before that. He's hosted Mystery Science Theater 3000 and a bunch of other cool things. So it's really cool to have my old, cool, nerdy buddies co-star in this.
You worry about those fighters, I'll worry about.
But yeah, you can check out behind the scenes. The setups for the miniatures were really cool, mixing those with the full live-action X-Wing cockpit, and then me just kind of swinging the camera around a certain way. Yep, great. R2. A little bit of stop motion there. Those blasters. We didn't usually do stop motion per se. It's just more like things on sticks and strings, but those blasters were stop motion. That trench is really cool. It goes to a point. It's a forced perspective. We used it over and over. Oh, so Ben did work with me on all the miniatures. We had already shot the live action stuff, and then I hired Ben for a week to just help me do all these miniatures. Make some of these things that I hadn't made yet and shoot them. So this is still before Ben was full-time working on Homemade Movies, but it was like, hey, I need extra help. This episode's crazy. Yeah, of course, the spinning, when you're in the cockpit, you see the 2 spinning trash barrels going like that, which is a fun trick. And then there on those side shots of the miniatures, it's also the trash barrel just spinning that looks like it's passing by. There's Priscilla, that's Princess Leia. I'm playing C-3PO there. There's John O'Brien, my producer. My best friend from high school, Andre, you can't see his face ever, but he's playing Darth Vader. So that was a fun cameo. And the old Polaroid camera, love that. Oh, a little iPhone, having a pre-recorded thing on there. That's a little fancy for Homemade Movies. We didn't usually do that. So yeah, it just goes on and on and on. It's really hard to pick, what's the starting point? Oh, it's the ending point for a scene, but we just had to do, all of this. It just was too cool. And we figured once we're in it, and the set's already built and the miniatures are built, how hard is it to really extend it a few more minutes than usual? Well, oh, I love the NES controllers. I still have those.
His computer's off.
There's our dining room.
You switched off your targeting computer.
I'm there, and then I'm there. We just switched places with those crazy beards. So this episode was insane to make. It just took so much time. From the start of the official Homemade Movies run, Iron Man 3 trailer, to here, I did not have one day off ever. And I'm not saying that to complain. It was a grind. It was fun. It was like my dream job. But doing it from home and doing the music and sound effects on the weekend and finishing the editing, I did all the editing myself, and I did the side-by-side comparison in the main while somebody else would edit the behind the scenes. At this time, I think it was John O'Brien. And then start again the next day, Monday morning. So I didn't have one day off. And that sounds fun when you're making this show, which is a fun show, but after a while, you just can't live your life like that. It's just way too taxing. You have to have downtime. I would never do that again. Looking back, I would never do a schedule like that again. When you're younger, and I was in my 30s, early 30s, I could push myself and do it. But now that I'm older and wiser, hopefully, I've realized work-life balance is so important. So as cool as this was, and I had a contract with Cinefix to do a certain number of episodes, I had to take a break. I was completely mentally and physically exhausted. We took that week off, we didn't take a week off. We didn't air an episode for a week. We did the clip show so we could have an extra week to do this. And then when this one was done, I was just completely I can't even see straight. I can't even move. By the way, the last night when we finished shooting, the last few shots, I think it was a Friday night, John O'Brien's at the house. I'm watching the beautiful last shot here. John O'Brien's at the house. We're just knocking out those last few shots. I think it was R2-D2 with the smoke machine out on my back porch. And okay, finally we did it. I think I had maybe 3 or 4 inserts I still had to do over the weekend, but I'm no problem, I can do those. we're done with the bulk of these that we had to do where I needed extra hands. Well, it's like 11:30 at night. We had to do the behind the scenes because every episode had the fully hosted behind the scenes where I do the kind of wrap around where I explain everything and then it's edited. It was also supposed to come out that Monday. Usually it would be edited over the weekend. It's 11:30 at night, and it's like I'm like ready to die or go to sleep for a month. But we tidy everything up, we put the little backdrop together, and I put on a happy face and I go, all right, so here's the behind the scenes of our Star Wars. We got Chris Hardwick, and I just have to run through the whole thing and just like give myself an adrenaline rush of like, yeah, this is exciting, this is fun, this is cool, so that could be edited. I just had no choice, I had to do it. So anyways, just to give you a taste of like how insane things were getting, at the end of this, I mean, I almost had a complete mental breakdown, and I just told Cinefix, I just can't keep going like this. We have to change something. It's just way too grueling. It's insane that we're doing a full episode, which is 3 videos, the main video, the side-by-side, and the behind the scenes, every single week. We just can't do it anymore. We got to change the contract. Help me do something. It's great that they sort of just cut me a check in my company. They cut my company a check, like, here you go, just make it. Sounded great at first, but now a few months in, it's like, I need more. I'm running the whole business. I'm doing everything, every aspect of this. So they agreed. It was going to be 4th of July that weekend, and then it was followed by my wedding anniversary with Priscilla. So they said, okay, take a minute, take a week off. I drove down to Santa Monica, where Cinefix was headquartered at the time, met with them, like, listen, okay, so I have some ideas on how we can change this up because we just can't keep going at this pace. So you'll see in what I call season 2, after taking 1 whole week off, my first single day off ever, we came back with sort of a revised programming style, which was, instead of just going trailer scene, I proposed a handful of other things. Original songs I started to do because we could reuse the costumes and do fun original songs. We did some how-to videos. Well, we did 1 how-to video, but I thought we could do a handful of those since people were really engaged with some of my homemade equipment. And we did mini scenes that were really iconic. And we just tried to mix it up and make it more sustainable going forward. So, all right, that's the end of season 1. Took a week off, got to relax, finally. Come back for what I thought would hopefully be a renewed season. It still ended up being very grueling and hard, but that's another story. So thanks for sticking with me through this. Looking back, I'm so proud of these. I love these episodes, especially this one. It's just like, man, I can't believe we did it. So I'll see you in 2 weeks after a short break, the start of season 2 of Homemade Movies. Spoiler, it's Spider-Man. Ba